It's very fast.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed one last time. And 3,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not saying anything specific,
interesting.
But like just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
So we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great. This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what the word intangible means?
All right, I'm gonna go have a piss. Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy boozy, and
uh-oh, got a fart, and this chair's gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait! Hey!
Oh no! Everybody else,
Hey!
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting
how
music.
my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
the ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
What has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, no, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it. Like, no, we got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update, not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but did he do it when he was then in the band, when they were the 4 Bee Gees, that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No. Sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bed.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not one's not enough.
What a
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunches.
And then Jesus boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, you can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice.
Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Marioleine's got pink eye. She touched her nose.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the Governor General of the stream.
God damn it, guys. I took a Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir."
Oh.
Ouch.
Right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots are all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah, don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on. Can you just keep going? Make an appeal right now for us to stop this whole thing. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we should see Paul's face for this. There's going to be tears.
No, your junk in the trunk is not as prominent. Make the camera go lower now. Jesus. Now bounce your bottom, sir.
What are we doing?
Having a nice time.
So let's watch
That's
it one more
Betty
time.
Crease's Jamaican for poop shoot.
So I'm on the toilet. The toilet paper's here. I grab some of the toilet paper. I stand up. I turn around.
Whoa!
Frank, no.
A whole lot of the world can get it right round itself if I have a bomb on bed.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
What was Tom talking
Whoa!
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Yo,
indeed.
how's it
Look at
going?
you.
I'm in a new home. I have a home. There's a chair. It's right there. It's nice. It's got cool colors to it.
It's got a lot of colors on it. There's a colorful blanket behind you as
There's
well.
a blanket right there. There's plants. Fucking
There's
plants.
plants.
Plant there. There's a plant right there.
Oh my days.
There's a plant right there.
Is it everything you dreamed it would be?
There's a bunch of fucking plants out there.
Look at that.
It's awesome. I like it very much. It's
So
pretty great.
Moving has gone well. Are you're
yeah.
good?
The world's tiniest, for real, Tet, such a small TV. Although it's bigger than any TV I had in my childhood, so I'm not sure what I'm complaining about.
Yeah. I mean, TVs have come a long way.
What's up, ENB?
Hello, Edinburgh's nicest boy. Hello, chat, everybody. Hello, podcast listeners. We
Hello,
were especially
podcast
late yesterday,
listeners.
so we're especially early today.
How was yesterday?
Yesterday was great. We had Abigail on, and
Nice.
We talked about we covered an unusual amount of ground. It went places.
Nice.
But it was,
Good places.
It was great. Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, good
Nice.
places and terrifying places.
Yeah, checks
And,
out.
Yeah, it was good.
I saw something about a skull.
Well, that was the story that you've already heard about. Oh no, sorry, you've heard about my skull, but Abigail had a separate skull story. I've just
That's her dad's
remembered.
skull.
Yep.
Yeah, I
her
remember that.
dad's
Yeah,
skull.
I've heard. Yeah, she's told that on stage. I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to hear that story, which was enlightening.
It's its own thing, right? It's something
Yeah.
else. It's something else.
Something. Yeah. So how was the move? Was it smooth or was it a lot?
Shockingly smooth. It was really good because I mean everything. I haven't received any of my bags yet, so everything that I have
because you didn't have that much.
was carry on a plane.
Yeah.
So like totally doable. My dad wanted to drive me down, so that was good. We went to the doctor beforehand because I've been trying to get him to go to the doctor for years, and he finally went, and that was great. The doctor was very helpful.
Good.
And then we went straight from the doctor's office to my place, and he likes it. He's got it programmed into his GPS so he can come find me.
Oh, amazing.
He's yeah, and then it was like, I mean, unpacking was a breeze. The only thing that I've changed so far is which way? I put that little bookshelf behind me. That's the only
cute.
That was in my bedroom. Had no business being in the bedroom. That's a living room bookcase. So Other than that,
You've made it your
yeah,
own then.
that's weirdly, I look at that and I'm like, now it's home. Now every time I walk by, I'm like, that's the change that I
made my mark.
This is on me. Yeah,
That is the equivalent of me pissing at the doorway.
that's it. There's
my territory now.
There's this great line in The Great Gatsby where the narrator's sort of walking around and he's just moved to the neighborhood's called New Egg, and he feels new and he doesn't know what he's doing. And then someone, I guess, who's lived there a little bit less time than him walks over and asks him for directions. And he said, in that moment, he became a local. As soon as he gave someone else directions, he belonged, and this was his home now. And that was sort of how I felt, being like,
interesting.
This goes here, that goes there, my home, not yours.
I remember seeing something before, and it was actually a study that said that you are less well off asking a local person for directions than you are trying to find something yourself.
Huh.
Because when you have lived in a place for so long, you actually don't retain the information of how you know something. Or it doesn't even have to pertain to directions, but it's something that's called latent knowledge. So you forget the information that somebody who's totally new to a subject matter would need to know in order to understand the thing. So if you live in an area, you're going to give terrible directions versus somebody who's very new to the area, or somebody who somebody who doesn't know the area at all, trying to figure it out with a map or something. They're actually more likely to get there in less time than
because they're still processing it.
If they ask somebody for directions. Which I think is very interesting. Yeah, it's this latent knowledge idea. So really, he was wrong to feel like he was the local for being able to give directions.
Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. but that, the sense of like no longer an interloper.
The sentiment, yeah.
I'm here longer than you. It's like all the, it's like when immigrants hate immigrants. Like, hey, listen, I was here first. Fuck you.
Donald Trump. Hi.
Oh, we got raided.
Questing time.
Questing time. Thank you for the raid.
Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. You're going to get a video.
Welcome.
Are you doing it or am I doing it?
Oh, you look like you were doing it, so I was laying off.
I am doing it, but I wasn't sure if you were going to do it and we were going to press it at the same time because that keeps happening. I'll do it.
1 million. Thank you for the sub.
Here's your
Enjoy the video.
Suck like being dry, it's a raid. Welcome to the Untitled Stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Welcome.
You used that raid video to eat a snack.
I just put some gum in. I ordered a pizza last night because I didn't want to cook because I was tired, and then that pizza made me feel weird. It's not a good pizza. Not going to order it from there again. And so, but then I didn't have any food in my house in between streams.
What kind of weird? Did you shit yourself?
Not myself, but I shit so big at about 5 a.m. that I had that. You know, when you take a shit that's so big, you put down the lid and you flush it, and you just assume it's going to overflow.
Yeah.
It was that. I was just waiting. I was like, here we go. First night, flooding the bathroom. It's gonna get ugly.
Oh no, that's what happened to me in New York. Are you still there? Am I frozen? Am I frozen or Chris frozen? One of us froze. I don't know which one.
For me, it's you. You're on a delay. The time is out of sync with your video.
Oh dear. I'll leave and I'll come back.
Okay, cool. See you in a second.
Can you hold it down by yourself? Oh, that's quite a delay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Okay. Hello. That's how, thank you, Ted. That's how you claim a place as your own, is you just get your shit all over the floor. So, William, I put it down because I like to close it because I don't want the shit vapors to come up into the air. Don't do that. You got to close the lid. That stops because as soon as the water flushes in, it agitates everything, and then shit particles go all over the place. So for your own health, close the lid, and also whether the lid's open or down, that water's coming out. If it's gonna overflow, it's gonna overflow. But I had to give it a shot, and you know what? I'm glad I believed in myself.
What
Welcome
did you
back.
believe in yourself for?
Oh, we're still talking about the flush.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That needing to leave timed up very well with a very loud belch. So
Yes. Oh, damn it. Damn it.
I mean, it would have gotten muted. I would have muted the mic anyway, but you know.
My name is Ruin makes a good point. Twitch streaming has been incredibly wonky since last night because did you hear about the hack?
I've heard about some big leak or hack or something. We should probably talk about changing our password.
Yeah, I changed the password on my private channel.
Oh,
But then
okay.
I didn't
do
want to
that.
do it right before this one because obviously then it's a pain and there's text messages and everything. But we'll do it
we'll change
afterwards.
Yeah, we'll change it later. Speaking of later, we have a lovely guest dropping by in the show later on. If you're worried, open the tank. It threatens to over. Oh, this is the toilet.
This is a toilet. Hot tip: if you're worried, open the tank. If it threatens to overflow, grab the float. Thank you.
Ah,
Excuse
that
me,
stops the
1 million.
flush, does it?
I did not know that.
I think it stops the flush.
That's very cool.
Sorry. Later on, we have a guest coming in. Mr. Will Duggan is going to be joining us around about 11 o'clock, halfway through the show. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Love me some Will Duggan. That'll be great.
know,
And then
right?
afterwards, for people that are new to the show, Ashley and Will are going to get hammered off air and sit and talk for about 4 hours.
Yeah, I came prepared.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the follow. Car Smile Steve.
I know
Welcome
what to
the
expect when we
Druggies.
have Will, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You guys have a way, and I love
have
and respect it.
A vibe. I booked Will. I sent Will a message to come on this tonight when Facebook and WhatsApp and everything went down, and Will is the only person in the UK that has my Irish phone number, and I exclusively contact through my Irish WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
And so I use WhatsApp to connect with him, but I had to go and then use my English number to text him. I think I could have done it with my Irish phone number, but I just wasn't bothered going in to switch out the SIM card.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
So I just ended up texting him, and yeah, it's so weird to text people. But I also thought, like, oh, this is kind of nice. Maybe we should bring this back.
Texting? Nightmare.
Yeah.
Hate it.
I know, but I don't know. There was something just nice. It was nostalgic. I think that's all it was.
Send me voice messages. All I want is people sending me voice messages of them singing the Reading Rainbow theme song. And then right at the end going, by the way, are you free on the 15th? And then hang up. That's it. That's all I want.
The Reading Rainbow theme song.
Yeah, do you not know
I don't know that.
What? The LeVar Burton reading show that we all grew up with? Well, in North America, Reading Rainbow?
Well, I didn't grow up with it, so no.
Oh, shit, we're playing that right now?
Is it going to get us kicked off YouTube, though?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But, I mean, anything is fucking possible with YouTube these days.
Will was mentioned, and suddenly the image of him doing that weird finger thing from the mega stream. What? Oh, that thing that I can't do.
What thing was that?
He was doing this thing.
Yeah.
I can't do it though. My fingers won't do it.
Thank you, King Geo. I'm all moved in. I got my place. It's a 1-bedroom. I got a fucking balcony. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Fucking, you see that?
You've got a wee balcony. That's so
That's
cute.
an outdoor space to sit on. You can't see, but there's a chair and a little table out there.
Oh my
I was reading
days.
comics.
That's
Oh,
so
Richard.
nice.
Richard, I started reading Guardian Devil, and it's very good. Thank you. We were talking about Marvel Comics today because I played the Avengers game after the crossword.
Ooh.
Which is fine. It's a fine game. But apparently it gets very boring. But yeah, Richard
blood
recommended a really cool thing.
David Horace asked if we can do the blood thing with our fingers. I can't. I'm
I've
sure if
never
I spent a little
tried.
bit of time on it, I probably could.
Yeah.
But I know that I can't out of the top of my brain.
All right. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the opposite of the blood fingers. This
Okay.
is This is the theme song to possibly the most wholesome show in all of television, where basically LeVar Burton just encouraged us all to read.
That's so cute.
Butterfly in the sky.
Oh no! Did it freeze for you?
Frozen. It is
Son
frozen.
of a bitch! Why are you like this?
That feels. Oh,
I
okay.
can go twice as high. Take a look.
Oh fuck! All right, I'm gonna pause it.
Okay, let it.
I am
buffer.
experiencing interruptions. Shall I find out why?
I think you should find out why.
Maybe I'm trying to stream in high def. Are you loaded?
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow.
Look at all this fucking imagination.
I can go anywhere.
It's about the power of books.
Friends to know and ways to grow.
I mean, it's adorable.
A reading rainbow. I can be anything.
It's so motivational.
Take a look. It's
Right?
in a book. A reading rainbow.
They just want you to, grow and read and learn.
Okay, yeah, I get it. I fully
So
get it.
a friend of mine-
it's quite lovely.
A friend of mine used to get drunk and just call me and leave that on my voicemail
I love that.
at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then he'd just hang up. He wouldn't say anything. He'd just sing that song and then just hang up and go about his night.
Oh, that's
This is wonderful.
What a nice thing to do when you're drunk. You know, like some people are such dickheads, and then there's people like that.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay. What do you do when you're that drunk?
Oh, Jesus, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't show.
Okay.
So you have to know me really well to know. I get either depending on who I'm with, I either get super complimentary.
Okay.
And so I just start like really bigging people up.
Right.
And I'll just sit and just fucking go for it. And people just leave beaming. Or if I don't like the person, I don't make fun of them necessarily.
You just get aggressively fun.
I just fuck with them.
Okay.
And I get like really Evelyn Mock put it really well. She was like, it's not that you're different, you're just more you. And so I say like I've got a knack for better or worse. I'm very good at sort of seeing people for exactly who they are, good and bad, and I don't judge people generally, which is why I end up having a lot of friends who are dickheads.
Okay.
Because I like dickheads because they're just honest about who they are. But
Sure.
obviously there's like within a realm, obviously.
Yeah.
But they just make me laugh. I think they're very funny. And but so I just, and they don't mind when I'm honest about them. And so I just get that way is I just start telling people the truth about themselves. And that's mean often.
Oh no, John and Chris's friendship origins explained. Oh, that's I simultaneously now want and don't want to experience this.
Yeah, that's how everyone feels.
Yeah.
I remember one friend was like, do you ever like you don't really, he pointed out that I don't really tell people my opinion about them. And I say, well, I don't unless they ask. You know, if they ask, then I'm happy to give it. But who the fuck am I to tell them what I think of them? And I was like, do you want to know what I think of you? And he thought about it for a second and went, no. Just left. We're still good friends. There would have been some good and some bad. I understand why you didn't want to know.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's fair.
yeah. So yeah, when I'm drunk, it's that. And what makes it worse is I don't look drunk at all. I look fine. And so it just seems like you've been getting drunk next to me while I've been judging you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember feeling that way a couple of times on stream when we've had a few drinks on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would not realize how drunk you were until we finished the stream or something.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the last times I was like, oh, Chris is shit-faced.
Yeah,
I don't
sometimes-
remember which one it was, but I could see it in your eyes.
Yeah. Every now and then it tips over, especially when you can really tell us if I get excited. If I'm just like chill, if I'm having a nice time, then I'm totally fine. But as soon as I get excited, then I get like really excited when I'm drunk, and then my
you
goodness,
get dad drunk.
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
This is
Do
fun.
you maintain your judgment? Have
That's
a friend
exact-
who always seems sober but still has terrible ideas that you assume are sensible because he seems sober. Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, no, I get that way. I start being like, what we should do, and people go, oh, and I can still back it up. I can
listen to you. You've got too much Chris versus training.
Yeah.
And it works when you're drunk.
My life has been leading up to Chris Betts versus. I've just always been that guy. It was very much oh my God. The things I used to get friends to do in bars.
Like
to be
what?
fair,
Oh my
they'd always
God,
make
like
it worse. It was almost always to do with like either, oh, you can make it, like something they're jumping over or something stupid like that, some physical feat, or hitting on girls. Always convincing my friends to hit on women. But then they would be like, I remember this one friend of mine, and there's two of him. There's sober him and drunk him. And drunk him is dangerously confident. He is so fucking sure that he is the best. Whereas sober him, not that way at all. One of the most reasonable people I've ever met. Genuinely wonderful guy. But he was like, I don't think that girl's into me. I was like, oh, she's into you. And I knew that her boyfriend was there. So I was like, well, this is going to be very funny.
Oh, no, that you are such a dickhead.
And so he went over and he went to, he sort of held out his hand, and the girl was like, oh, okay. We were all like 19 or something. She put her hand like in his hand for him to kiss it, kind of like, because that was sort of what he went to do. And then he just licked her whole hand, fingertip to wrist, full.
No.
And I'd already grabbed all my friends. I'd be like, watch this. The boyfriend's going to be so mad. Let's see what happens here. None of us saw the hand licking coming. That was a new move.
That is bold. I feel like if I was the boyfriend, I would have just pissed myself laughing.
Yeah, even the boyfriend was like, clearly not a threat. This is not. There is no reason to be jealous about this. He sort of stepped in and was like, hey, man, maybe not. And my buddy went, whatever, and walked away. And I was like, that's the funniest shit. I can't believe. And even we were like, why are you licking her hand? And he's like, I don't know, man. It just felt like the right thing to do at the time.
If in doubt, anybody that's listening to this show, if you ever think that licking the hand feels like the right thing to do, it's I can tell you right now, it's not.
It's never. It's never. Don't lick any part of their body when they're clothed.
Unless they ask you to.
Yeah. If they're already naked, go start licking. But
yeah.
If it's
But
my
still,
goodness.
even so, tread carefully.
Yeah, still probably, unless you really know them well and you know that they'll laugh, don't lick the face.
Yeah.
Leave the face alone, unless that's what they're into, which I assume someone must be. Yeah, I licked it. Now it's mine. It's the nightclub cupcake rule. I mean, you can try, but I licked her, so
It is very important to get consent before licking.
Super important.
But Jesus, that's such a move.
It was so funny. We were shocked. Absolutely shocked. Boy, this was almost 20 years ago. And we still talk about it all the time. We can't get over it. It was remarkable. I really want to name him, but I know he'd be upset if I did, so I'm not going to. He's the sweetest guy. He's one of Sadaf's like favorite of my friends.
Okay.
He's genuinely fantastic. Like, he's a really great guy.
That's the raid message sorted.
Excuse me. What's that? Gain consent before licking?
Before licking.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like that's an important message to get out into the world. I
I'm
had a friend
curious
that would sneak up and lick the faces of people he knew as a greeting, and that was how you knew he was drunk. Oh dear, he must have had a tough time in COVID.
Yeah, just licking the mirror. I missed you. I once watched a friend go talk to a girl he fancied, only to not see a low steel table in front of her and her friends.
Oh dear.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, he went tumbling, didn't he?
Oh my goodness.
He quite literally fell at her feet.
Oh. And then did she like
Body
step
slammed
over
the
him?
drinks.
Body slam. Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, that was another.
I'm not sure. Oh, go on. You have a story.
Oh, I just remembered the worst flirting technique I think I've ever thought of. I was very, very drunk,
Oh.
as in like the least effective. I was very drunk. I was working at a nightclub with the same guy. He was also very drunk. It was New Year's Eve, so everyone was fucked. And he was like, I just really want a girlfriend, man. I want to meet a lady. I was like, there's tons of ladies here tonight, man. It's New Year's Eve. Let's go find a lady for you. And so there were, it was before camera phones. And so the whole place was littered with disposable cameras.
Right.
And so, so I was like, I'm going to take one of these cameras. You're going to sit down with some of these girls. I'm going to take a picture of you with the girls, and then you're going to start talking because now a weird thing just happened and you'll have like a connection. And
that's such a good wingman idea.
Oh, thanks. It didn't work. It did not work.
Oh, okay. Please continue with the story.
He was
'Cause that,
he was
in
fucking
theory,
hand
that's
licking
like
drunk.
a really good. Oh.
See, this is what I mean. Is like because
That's
I
a
have
good idea until you lick someone's hand. I'll reiterate: don't lick people's hands. It is not a move. It will
No.
never work out well for you.
no. But it was.
Okay,
But that's
go
the thing is, I knew that it wasn't going to work out well. I just thought it was very funny that he was drunk, and I knew that it would be bad.
Okay.
And that's my thing when I'm drunk. Is it's like, doesn't this sound like a good idea?
Let's make this as funny as possible. Okay.
Because you don't understand the consequences of what's about to happen. Let's go.
Oh Christ. That's
Low stakes
so
chaos, man.
funny.
Low stakes chaos. It's my favorite thing in the whole goddamn world.
Low stakes chaos.
King Geo, I know a guy who used to just whip it out once drunk. I know so many of those guys. So many of those guys.
So many guys.
There are tons of them.
Yeah.
I
can
knew
think of
a
several that I
theater
went to school with.
company like that. A whole theater company.
I know an
Eagle
industry
Eye,
like
so.
that. The whole comedy industry. I'm totally kidding. It's not all of them.
It's all fun and games until someone's hand gets licked by a stranger and you are that stranger.
Yeah.
It's
You don't want to
absolutely
be that
true.
stranger.
Oh, Paul, do you want to come on, man?
Ooh, Paul, do you want to come on?
Paul, if you want to come hang out, we'd love to have you on. Yeah, no, it was
Ooh.
just great.
I'll send
cool.
you the link. I'll send it to your Twitter.
Yeah, so we used to do shit like that all the time.
Yeah.
But those guys are like, I've known those guys since I was very young. These are very, very old friends of mine.
Right.
What about you? What's your because I've only seen you drunk on stream and you're normally
Yeah.
having a very good time.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that reflects outside Ashley the same as inside Ashley.
I think I'm, you've been drunk on stream. There is still a part of your brain that's in performance mode.
Yeah.
So it's probably not 100% accurate. Oh, here he is. That was so
Here
quick.
he is, ready and willing. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Paul.
I mean, like, not to brag, but like, I was at my computer already.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, friends.
Legit. Yeah.
How was today's mission?
It was good. I had a nice time. The last thing that happened was the players blew themselves up at the end of the show. So
I thought you were going to say they
literally
licked each
having
other's
all the
hands
damage
at the end of the show, but
no, if only it was that coherent.
Oh, by the way,
That's not
podcast listeners, we're talking to Paul Foxcroft,
Mm-hmm.
who is the host and creator of Questing Time, which is a D&D live show and Twitch stream, which you should all check out.
Yes, I will drop all the links into the description of the podcast for you listeners.
Excellent.
Thanks, friends.
We keep forgetting that we're doing an audio version of this as well, and
Yeah.
so
We're making a very good
I'm-
conscious effort to address them, though.
we're getting better. We're
I'm
definitely
still
getting
call them
exclusively
them.
gonna. I'm gonna use mime a lot when I describe things.
Yeah.
But yeah. I threw this in the chat, but I kind of wanted to talk about it, which was when I was in my late teens, like just before we went to college. The exact thing that Chris can do when he's drunk, which is sound plausible, happened, and it led to one of my best friends, a guy called Pete. I'm not going to give his full name. A guy called Pete. We had found, I don't know the right term, an abandoned toilet,
Okay.
like a disembodied toilet.
Okay.
And we were like, "Why is there's just a toilet at the side of the road? What a sight!" And through two friends of ours who were also hammered but sounded convincing, my friend Pete carried a toilet onto the frozen ice of a canal.
That's what you meant.
Put it on the ice in the center of a canal, about 30 foot from a bridge that was quite busy with traffic, and took a shit.
Amazing.
That's so funny.
That's ballsy as well, because a frozen canal.
So dangerous. Like, or frozen canal in like Liverpool as well. So like,
And like a toilet's heavy. A toilet's not light, and with a person sitting on it, that's a lot of localized weight on ice.
Yeah.
That's really dangerous.
Yes,
That's,
yes. I realized this maybe like a minute after it started.
Yeah.
While
he was in full push mode.
Yeah, because we were like, this. The thing is, we were like, this is funny, and it was the sort of thing that you would do now because your friends could take a funny picture of you. This was in like 1990.
You just did it for the story.
Just for you.
And my
Just
friend
for
was
you.
just, I don't know what his rationale was. But then, it wasn't like we had camera phones didn't exist. We could record this. It was just a thing. And also, because it was quite dim, like there was street lights and moonlight and whatnot, but like we couldn't exactly see what he was doing. And it was only when the first car went over the bridge, because it was near a corner, that the lights of the car went past and we're like, oh, he's actually doing a shit.
Also, a shit is going to be relatively warm when it hits the ice, so that is going to compromise the structural integrity of what he's
Absolutely.
balancing his life on.
Absolutely. How do you explain that to his parents? How did he die?
The same guy.
None of your
the same
business.
guy.
That's how.
When we were best friends growing up. The same dude
He died
when
doing
we were
what he
about.
loved.
We'll come back to that statement.
This guy shits. This guy.
He when he was like 10 years old, we were 10 years old, hanging out at my place, right? And my parents, like a semi-detached house in the Liverpool suburbs, and he said we were on the first floor of the house, so not the ground floor, the next one up for North American listeners. And like, I think we were outside my bedroom, and he looked at the staircase and went, "Do you think I can walk up the staircase? Do you think I can walk up the banister?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I reckon I can." And he didn't have shoes on; he had just socks on his feet. And he decided to test this theory at the top of the staircase, and like clambered onto the banister, stood up, let go, and fell down the banister immediately. Like there was no pause. He just let go and immediately tumbled arse over tip down the banister and the stairs, hit the big knobbly bit at the bottom of the banister.
Yeah.
It's wooden, and he like cracked it, and then he slammed into our plate glass front door, which he cracked.
Oh no!
And he was like, I don't know how injured he was. My parents' solution to this was to be angry and send him home. And looking back at that, I'm like, no, we should have gotten him medical attention. But yeah. He's dead now.
Is he really?
Oh yeah, he died about 4 years ago.
Oh God, Jesus Christ, Paul!
Oh my God!
He was committed
my
to
joke
loads
is so
of things.
inappropriate now.
He committed to loads of things, but perhaps principally was making a series of non-risk assessed life choices.
Oh dear.
He wants his wake. which was really interesting because he was the first of my people I went to school with, friends who has died. Not the last.
Oh shit!
There's been a raft of them even before COVID.
Dear.
But,
That's surprising.
Yeah, it's something more than I was expecting. It's a weird phase of your life to wander in. When you go, oh, everyone's getting married and having kids, and then it's like, oh, my peers are dying. It's a weird transition.
Well, also, I mean, your silver foxness is sort of false in that you're still like a relatively young guy. You know, no one would ever be like, oh, Paul's the age where people he knows just start dying.
Yeah,
no one would ever say that. So that's damn, that sucks.
It's a thing. But his wake was really interesting because there were like groups of us from different times in his life. So it was like a core sample of ice. And all of us, as I guess this is standard for wakes because it's happened at all the ones I've been to since, we all wound up just sharing stories about him through the periods of time when we'd known him best. And a consistent thing was all of his stories were him taking unimaginably stupid risks. Or just like a really shitty choice. My favorite one was he had stayed up all night because the next day they were releasing the Star Wars X-Wing Lego.
Okay.
Now, at this point in the story, he's like in his late 20s, early 30s. And his day job is he works at a bank. He'd stayed up all night, but he was getting bored. So obviously he got high and drunk. Went to the Lego store first thing, got in a queue for like an hour. He is steaming. He buys one of the he's like the third person in his town to buy the X-Wing Lego thing. Gets home, makes it, excitedly goes round to his next door neighbors to show them. And they're like, cool, I guess. Goes home, puts it on the table, falls asleep on the sofa, having left both his front and back doors open, and wakes up 4 hours later to find that they've robbed him of everything.
And he didn't wake up.
Christ.
No.
Did they take the Lego?
He only woke up because his neighbor was like, why is his door open?
Oh, no.
His neighbors found it. They took the Lego and his TV and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
and his car.
Oh, my God. Oh, because his keys were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ashley, you've stayed up all night drinking. You sleep sound. You sleep sound once it's
I would
it's
still
it's
wake
like
up
10
if
in the
my
morning.
house was getting robbed around me, I think.
It depends on how loud they were being.
Yeah, I think that is in the
Yes.
hands of the criminals.
Yeah.
If you're being robbed by like
quite-
a one-man band, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who used to break into my friends' houses and leave big things in front of their bedroom doors for them to trip over in the morning, you can do it very quietly.
Nice. That you've reminded me of. This is absolutely unrelated, but I lived in Edinburgh for a while, and a few friends of mine were at the university there, and a mate of mine lived in one of the nice flats towards Brutsfield.
Okay. I like
And
Brunsfield.
like central corridor, lots of big rooms. He had a
Okay.
flatmate who had taken a really big wardrobe, and his door was at the end of the corridor. He'd put it against his door, taken the back off the wardrobe, and put like a black curtain on it. So you couldn't see the doorway. So when he went to bed, he would just open the wardrobe, step in, close it, and go through that wall, go through the back of the fake back of the wardrobe into his room.
Very silly. I like
If
that.
you opened the wardrobe, it just had coats and shit in it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I like that so much more than I should.
That's very fun. That's just pure fun. That's great
That's
stuff.
just fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just really, really fun.
Yeah.
Not. This is such a weird topic. Not the best door I've encountered, but close.
Oh, what's the best door? You can't
have-
say that and then not tell us what the best door is.
If you say the back door and this ends up being about anal sex, I'm going to be very disappointed in you, Paul.
No, that's not Paul.
No. The best door was I once got I've got two contenders, both of which were hidden bookshelf doors.
Okay.
Okay.
One was at the house of a very wealthy film writer.
Yep.
And
You would.
Where I just got frightened by somebody walking in through a bookshelf. And the other one was many years ago when I was still a stage manager. I did the lighting fit up for. Do you remember Prince William's birthday party was interrupted briefly by a man dressed as Osama bin Laden?
No.
No.
This is news that I didn't catch.
This is going back to like 2004 or thereabouts, and
Okay.
so there was a 3-day setup at Windsor to build. We had to build smaller rooms inside the rooms because the rooms are antiques.
Of course.
Right.
And yeah, and then on the night of the party, a few of us were still on site. I was getting ready to leave. I was checking cabling on the roof. And I was having a chat with. There was a nice guard up there. Who I was chatting with because he was from Liverpool and we were getting on, just comparing notes about the city. And we were all asked to go into like a holding area. At the time, we didn't know why. I should have said guard. He had what I would I don't know much about guns, but he had what I would unambiguously describe as a sniper rifle.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a very
And it
long,
turns out-
very long gun.
Yes.
Okay.
So we were all moved into a hold. It was very calm. We were like, we need you to just go to the holding area. We're like, yeah, fine. And all the walls in Windsor are hollow, and there's corridors in them for all the servants to move around in.
What a fucking nightmare.
Wow.
And they have secret doors in like the wood paneling and shit.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, side relevant thing. I had to find a Hoover on like day 2 because we'd spilled some stuff. The Hoovers were all Henrys, and they were all marked Henry the First, Henry the Second, Henry the Third,
Of course.
Henry the
Yeah.
Fourth.
Yeah.
That is
good.
so funny.
I found that really pleasing. I also in a cupboard.
that's
I say a
enjoyable.
cupboard. The cupboard was bigger than my fucking bedroom, but that was where they kept all the cleaning stuff. They had some of the exhibits, and so I just had to go in Charles II's throne because it was.
You have to.
Are you allowed to admit that?
As I said it out loud on like in like I was like I don't feel like I should have said that, but
allegedly,
I'm lying.
Yeah. he's a
Allegedly.
Problem solved.
dirty
Yeah.
liar. Paul Foxcroft.
But yeah, the reason we were moved into a holding area was because a comedian by the name of Aaron Barshak, who was dressed as Osama bin Laden and did an act called The Comedy Terrorist, had gotten over the wall, broken the cordon, and invaded the space. Now, I can't stress this enough. From my understanding, he was taken down about 6 paces beyond the wall.
Oh, that makes
By
a lot
like
of sense.
a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
But he did it to promote his Edinburgh Festival show, which
Oh my
was unilaterally fucking terrible.
Is this the one that people protested?
If you mean protest, you mean if he was kidnapped about once every 3 days from the stage of his show by other actual comedians, then yes.
Oh no, I remember I remember there was one like big protest for anti-Islamic show, but that must not have been it.
No, I don't think his show was like. I don't think his show was anti-Islamic so much as it was like his act wasn't anti-Islamic in its content, just its
Execution.
look.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, right.
Does that make
what's his
sense?
name again?
Like I'm Aaron Barshak, I think. But I remember talking to a couple of comics at the time. There was a lot of stuff in the media about everyone was really fucked off that a guy with no comedy talent had got so much coverage.
You would,
and then, I vaguely remember maybe Brig was talking a bit. I think, like I'm pretty. I can't remember for exactly who it was. I'm 90% sure that Phil Nicol was one of the people who kidnapped him at one point. Because it seems like the most fucking Phil Nicol move.
Yeah, I can see Phil doing that. Yeah.
But like, that's not a fact. I just feel like that's true.
Why would they kidnap him? What's the joke I'm missing there?
It was they hated him.
Okay.
He was also aggressively unfunny.
Okay.
Shocking. The comedy terrorist, not putting the work in. So I found his Wikipedia page. The Windsor Castle gate crash. It says he came to public attention on the 21st of June 2003 when he gate crashed Prince William's 21st birthday party at Windsor Castle, whilst wearing a pink dress, a false beard, and a turban in a fashion similar to Osama bin Laden. After flashing his merkin to the crowds outside, merkin, obviously pubic wig for anyone unfamiliar, he scaled the walls of the castle and entered William's party. He made it to the party. He was arrested after storming the stage where William was giving a speech. He was not prosecuted. The intrusion triggered a police investigation into the security breach. Paul, comments?
I do not believe you made it inside the building.
I mean, I'm
one fucking second
shocked to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like he could have.
Yeah.
Why would it be lying though?
Well, it
it's
is Wikipedia.
It's
He might
entirely
have put it
possible
in.
that he has written
Yeah.
this.
Okay, yeah.
Or it's also possible, and I'm a big fan of this, that the legend is better than the truth.
Well, there's actually links to it. There's a BBC article titled, excuse me, from a few days later,
Is
titled
there
"Windsor
photos of him
Intruder."
on the stage?
I'll bring it up.
The only photographs that would have happened would be official ones. Like we had to give away everything when we went into the venue.
Okay, so there couldn't have been anybody with a phone to grab it.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2003 as well.
2003, so there were no phones anyway. Yeah.
But
So there he
you know,
is.
disposable cameras.
Yeah, I got offered 30 grand to go in and take pictures.
Oh
Of
wow!
the setup.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was from
That's
the sun,
wild.
so I spat on the floor and told them to go fuck themselves.
Fuck 'em. Okay, so no further action is being taken against the intruder. There he is. Looks like a smart guy. Who managed to gate crash Prince William's 21st birthday party at Windsor Castle. 37 breaking into Prince William. Jesus Christ, man.
Imagine you're 37 years old. You're breaking into a prince's 21st birthday party to promote your terrorism-themed comedy show.
Just
You
hire a
have
fucking
gone-
flyering team.
You have gone wrong at some point in your life to
Yeah.
get to that place.
At least on
Holy
bail.
shit.
Investigation in quotes. There he is. There he is in costume. Looking
Oh,
sharp.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Once inside, so the comedian on the 21st of June event got in by climbing a tree, then jumping on the wall and clambering to a terrace. Once inside, he persuaded police officers that he was a legitimate guest and was able to mingle with other revelers. So he did make it in.
Christ.
Among the guests were the Queen, Prince Charles, Prince Harry, Camilla Parker Bowles, as well as William's friends from St. Andrews University in Scotland. Scotland Yard apologized for the wholly unacceptable breach of security. Yep.
You think? How can you let that happen?
Look at the picture. Look at the picture.
But remember, Paul, you're dealing with upper class British people, so racism is not off the table. It's very much understood to be part of it.
Oh man.
This is just another hilarious jape by one of Will's friends. A total of 9 officers have also been told they're under investigation. So the guy in charge has been moved to another job. Not fired, moved to another job. A total of 9 officers
He's
are under
he's now a
investigation.
sous chef for the Met.
So you know what I think? Do you know why I think they didn't press charges? Is because then they would have in the public record all the ways in which the cops let this fucking idiot get through.
Yeah.
Because they would ask him, like, so what did you do? Well, I walked in and I talked to one officer. What did that officer say? He said, fucking sweet costume, bro. Looking good. Get in there.
I can't stress this enough. It wasn't a costume party.
Great.
Like
Great.
that's why that stands out more to me.
Yeah.
Great. That's so
Like,
funny.
It wasn't fancy dress. It was just like a. There it is.
Hey.
That's a great comment, Kirsten, saying they probably thought it was Harry.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Patty, who's this 80s one? Who broke in the 80s?
Yeah, because there were definitely crimes in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we built,
such a
we built
funny
a really cool.
story.
We built a really cool dance floor. I remember that.
That's so
I'm
cool.
sure.
It had what do you call it? Fiber optic cables.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. Underneath for
different lengths,
lighting and
spread
stuff, yeah.
out underneath like a clear
That's very
thing.
cool.
and a range so the dance floor could do like color fades and stuff. That was really cool.
That sounds
very cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
I
What
do
we're,
like the idea of big scale party planning, like designing a venue like that. I think that's pretty cool.
When I first moved down to London, that was like one of my 2 jobs, was doing lighting for big parties and events. So like, I've been to the the Natural History Museum to light it like a lot.
That's so cool.
Stuff like that, and the V&A and things like that. My other job was I sold board games during the day.
That's
I love that.
That's on brand. Yeah.
Yeah. I was really considering a master's in stage management, but
Where at?
there's one in Edinburgh it's like a private company masters that they do, and I forget what it's called. I think it's Edinburgh Stage School is what it's called, I think. But I was looking into it, but basically I couldn't afford to do it.
Fair. Where, are you in Edinburgh or Glasgow?
I'm in Glasgow now, yeah. Just moved here since
Because I think
July.
Because my degree is in stage management from
That's
NEPA.
so cool.
No, unemployable. But
well, that was another reason I went down a different avenue, to be completely honest.
But if you wanted
also,
to,
a pandemic came in, and I was like, "Oh well, live events are in trouble for a while." So
yeah, but I think RSAMD does a good stage management masters. I think they used to.
yeah, it'll be something I might come back to because I did the sound and lighting tech for Monkey Barrel and for the Fringe there in 2019, and I really liked it, and I really wanted to pursue it, but it just didn't go that way for me.
Fair.
I am looking at the Wikipedia page of Michael Fagan, the guy that broke into the palace in 1982 right now.
Right.
My goodness. Thing that stands out the most.
Yeah.
First entry, second entry.
What?
Did it twice. Twice
Did
he
it
got in there.
twice.
Shut up, Michael.
That's
Same year,
brilliant.
a month apart. Michael Fagan's first intrusion into the palace, early June 1982. Fagan says he shimmied up a drain pipe and startled the housemaid who called security. He had disappeared before the guards arrived, and then disbelieved the housemaid's report. Classic not believing women.
Sounds
Fagan,
on brand for the 80s.
Yep. And cops.
You've all gotten too big for your boots after the wars. We're just going to shut you the hell up.
Fagan claims he then entered the palace through an unlocked window on the roof and wandered around for the next half hour while eating cheddar cheese and crackers. I don't believe
That's my favorite bit.
I don't believe that part
I
at
don't
all.
believe that.
I think that part is a
no.
lie.
Who brings cheese and crackers to
No.
break
He would
into-
find the cheese and crackers.
In the roof?
In the roof?
Because he came down from the roof, so he's like
he
top
entered
floor.
the palace.
Yeah.
He entered the palace through an unlocked window on the roof, and then wandered around the palace for a half hour while eating cheddar cheese and crackers. He's found that.
But there's got to be, they must have cameras
Yes.
inside. I mean, it is the 80s. It's
Not in the
82.
80s.
man.
I guess,
Yeah, you're right.
it's the 80s. Anything's possible.
Two alarms were tripped, but the police turned them off, thinking them to be faulty.
He viewed royal portraits and sat for some time on a throne. Classic Paul Foxcroft.
This is exactly what I did it with. Except
He
for
also-
the cheese and crackers. We did have cheese. We did. We had a cheese. They brought a cheese plate.
You're
Wait,
a regular
there was
Michael
like a little
Fagan.
buffet
Scroll back
for
up
the
and double
people
check that
working.
this doesn't just say Paul Foxcroft at the top.
No, definitely Michael Fagan, the intruder.
There's no photo,
Wait,
though.
hang on. I love that there's other Michael Fagans, and this one is known specifically for intruding.
Redirected from Michael Fagan incident. So he's from Clerkenwell. And then he walked around, drank half a bottle of white wine, got tired, and snuck back out.
So is there just snacks all over the castle?
It sounds like it. These are a bunch of
Yeah.
snacky folks. I guess
Think
when I
about it,
have,
because it's a really big building.
yeah,
Like if you've got one snack,
There must
hub,
be like 3 kitchens on every floor.
yeah,
yeah, and also rich people don't do nothing, right? Their days are
Yeah.
basically full of filling time.
Yeah.
And I know that when I have nothing to do, I snack, man.
Yeah.
I'm grazing.
Yeah.
So this makes sense to me. Second
That is
entry. At around 7 a.m. on the 9th of July, 1982, Fagan scaled Buckingham Palace's 14-foot, that's 4.3 meter, perimeter wall, which was topped with revolving spikes and barbed wire.
Yeah, the guy who did a lot of the obstacles in Sonic the Hedgehog was designed that.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
I am.
Okay,
Dr.
good.
Robotnik does not design civil security.
You know, there's a lot of. I mean, it's the U.S. almost had a missile defense system named after George Lucas film, so I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like anything's possible. The topped with the spikes and barbed wire, rotating spikes and barbed wire, and climbed up a drain pipe before wandering into the Queen's bedroom at around 7:15 a.m.
Wait, before we go any further, who thinks
Yeah.
the Queen is awake at this point?
Oh, she's up. Yeah.
I think she's awake. I think she should be out of bed. She's the fucking queen. It's 7:15, and you're
7:15
old.
a.m.
All right.
It's time. It's time for you to join the world. But
He's like 40 years ago.
Oh my god! I've just read the next
that's
sentence.
true. Yeah, right. An alarm sensor had detected his movements inside the palace, but police thought the alarm was faulty and silenced it. How many
At
times
this point,
do false alarms go off?
A guy broke in a month ago. You go check the alarms.
But they didn't know about that.
But
they never
at this
found out
point,
about it.
Like,
they never
have
found
the
out
police
about
been
it.
adequately briefed as to what the alarms are?
Yeah, this must mean that the alarms must go off all the time. It must be a wild system. And they're just like, it's like when a car alarm goes off on your street, and you just go, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" No one thinks it's being stolen. We all think that someone fucking bumped that car or hit a button. So in an anteroom, Fagin broke a glass ashtray, cutting his hand. He was still carrying a fragment of the glass when he entered the Queen's bedroom.
Not a great look.
That's like a farce scene where you stumble in and you're covered in your own blood with a knife by accident, but all you wanted to do was say
that's
hello.
like something out of Django Unchained.
The Queen woke. Oh, so she was asleep, Paul. She was asleep. Damn.
What?
The Queen woke when he disturbed a curtain. The glass ashtray didn't do it, but don't you dare touch that curtain. An initial report said Fagin sat on the edge of her bed. However, in a 2012 interview, he said she left the room immediately to seek security. Oh, so he didn't get to talk to her. Because I'd heard that story that they sat and chatted. That's the famous one.
Even aside from this being the Queen. Sorry,
the Queen is not going to sit and talk to somebody who's just broken in to her palace.
I'd
Who's
like to
bleeding
think that
from his hand.
If the Queen woke up to find a bleeding man with what, to all intents and purposes, is a knife sat at the edge of her bed, I'd like to think that she'd be like, "Okay, how are you?"
Yeah, talk him
while
down.
edging for the gun in the desk, like or whatever.
The Queen doesn't have a gun. She
That's-
has men that have guns.
That's true, which is very sexist of her.
I mean, I should say she has people that have guns,
they're men though, aren't they?
but they're men.
Yeah,
we know
they're
they're men. So,
Because someone said
what I mean is, she personally doesn't need to even take that responsibility to own the gun herself. Like,
Yeah, no,
just-
absolutely.
she has the people for that. Wow.
So this is the story that I'd heard, which is she had called Kirsten saying she called downstairs and asked for cigarettes, and that's how they knew there was an intruder, because she doesn't smoke. So that's the version that I heard, is that they were sitting and talking. She's like, "Let me get you some cigarettes. Can you send some cigarettes up, please?" Cigarettes are men with guns, I assume.
Wow.
I wonder if that would have worked with other stuff the Queen doesn't usually order. She's like, "It's 7:15. Yes, can I have some buffalo wings?"
Yeah.
Unless
Extra
it was like a
ranch
predetermined
dressing.
code.
Yeah.
It could have been
maybe.
a predetermined thing.
But doesn't it say that she
But apparently
rang
that didn't
for-
happen.
She rang
So-
for police, but nothing happened.
So she ran out. So she left the room to seek security. She had phoned the palace switchboard twice for police, but none had arrived. The duty footman, Paul Wybrew, who had been walking the Queen's dogs, then appeared, followed by two policemen on palace duty who removed Fagin. The incident had happened as the armed police officer outside the royal bedroom came off duty before his replacement arrived. Unions, guys. Unions. When you're done, you're done.
You are done. That's
Wow.
so funny that even the Queen calling for police, they don't get to her. Like, I just think of, John was talking about how he had the Jews told him to call the police because they move faster than an ambulance, and it's just like, you have to hack the system, and even
That's
the
right.
Queen couldn't
Yeah.
get the police out to her.
Yeah, Paul, that's something that when John got hit by a bus, two Hasidic men came over and asked if he was dying, and he said no, and they said, "Okay, well then we can't help you, but you should call the police, not an ambulance, because the police will get here first."
What were they going to do if he was dying?
Well, if he's dying, then they're allowed to break the holy day.
With you. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I read a little further down this. Can I read you my favorite sentence?
Oh, please
from
do.
his
Yeah,
Late
here.
to Life
I'll
segment?
bring it back up.
Um,
Absolutely.
2 years after entering Buckingham Palace, Fagin attacked a policeman at a cafe in Fishguard in Wales. In 1983, he recorded a cover version of the Sex Pistols song "God Save the Queen" with punk band the Bollock Brothers.
Oh, that's so funny.
In 1997, he was imprisoned for 4 years after he, his wife, and their 20-year-old son were charged with conspiring to supply heroin.
So
what a wild life that man has lived.
what that means? So he broke into the palace twice, no charges. Attacked a police officer, suspended sentence. This guy worked for the cops, and then he must have
had
stopped.
Some friends.
Yeah, he must have stopped, and they were like, "Right, enough of this shit. You're going to jail for 4 years. You can't just sell heroin. It's one thing to break into the Queen's bedroom,
Yeah.
but selling
Because
heroin."
it was, at the time, breaking into the Buckingham Palace was a civil offence rather than criminal, so he wasn't charged.
Wow.
They charged
Is
him
it
with
criminal
theft of the
offense now?
wine.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He was not charged with trespassing in the Queen's. Okay, yeah, so it says arrest. Since Fagan's actions were at the time a civil wrong rather than a criminal offense, he was not charged with trespassing in the Queen's bedroom. He was charged with theft of the wine, but the charges were dropped when he was committed for psychiatric evaluation. In late July, Fagan's mother said, "He thinks so much of the Queen. I can imagine him just wanting to simply talk and say hello and discuss his problems."
Oh, that's terrifying. That is like, that's genuinely sounds like something that the mother of a serial killer would say.
Yeah, that's how you describe the guy that kills the Queen.
Yeah.
But it's
That
also
is
like,
exactly how you
it's a
describe
good measure. Like, people you've seen on television are not your therapists.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, wow.
And then it was not until 2007 when Buckingham Palace became a designated site for the purposes of Section 128 of the serious organized crime that such an offense became criminal. So until 2007, you could break into the palace and not go to jail for it. You might pay a fine. Damn it.
Wow.
I don't know whether you've seen the bottom of that Wikipedia entry, Chris, but there is a see also the Boy Jones. Thomas Jones, nicknamed the Boy Jones by the newspapers of the time, was a Briton who became notorious for breaking into Buckingham Palace multiple times between 1838 and 1841.
All right, we're going to bring in Will Duggan right now, and we're going to talk about people that have broken into the Buckingham Palace. Will, welcome to the stream.
Hey,
How you doing,
Will.
buddy?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, man.
Are you familiar with Michael Fagan, a.k.a. the guy that broke into Buckingham Palace in 1982?
Yeah, he was definitely banging the Queen.
Exactly. That's what happened. He went in, fingered the Queen, and then went about his day. Ate some cheese and crackers, wiped it off on his jeans, and then finger banged the Queen.
When the guards came in, wasn't he just sat on the bed having a chat with her?
So
we don't know because that wasn't covered in the thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, like in the story, excuse me, the guards came in and she pressed some button and he's like, "Yeah, big fan of you know, your dad, the King's Speech. It's going to be a great film."
Nothing creepy there. So in the Wikipedia page,
Just imagine for a second if any one of us woke up to find a bleeding stranger at the end of our bed telling us that they were a fan of our dad.
love your dad. Love your dad.
I feel like that could actually happen. A lot of people do really like my dad.
There you go. These are
Weird challenge for the stream there, Ash.
the pros and cons of having a kick-ass dad.
Yeah.
That's what happens in The Crown. But The Crown acknowledges that they took a lot of liberties with the stories. They acknowledge that they're
Okay.
not like a historically accurate thing. They just sort of stick near
Yeah.
the story, but then make it more fun for TV. They're
I
pretty
don't
open
think
about
next
that.
series is going to be a bit where Prince Philip orders the death of Diana.
Yeah, right? They're not going to include that. It might happen off screen. It might be implied.
Imagine.
Prince Philip walks in and someone goes, "What have you been doing, Phil?" "Nothing."
and then he scratches on a pad that says "Have Diana murdered." He just scratches that out. Puts it
To-do
into his
list.
pocket. Yeah. But apparently there's this other guy. If you had to break into, we're going to do the Boy Jones in a second. If you had to break into, chose to break into Buckingham Palace, what's your method? How would you do it? I know exactly how I would do it. Well, you guys think, here's how I would do it, because this is how you also get into concerts for free.
Sleep with the guards.
You dress in, not an option for me, but Ashley, fucking Smashly Bangins showing up.
That's how I get drinks.
You sleep with the palace guards? That's why you go for extended periods of time when we're out.
Yeah.
That's how Ashley got into the Natural History Museum, despite not realizing it was free in.
That's my move, anyway.
Checkmate, Chris.
Oh damn! I mean, you're getting in. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You're getting in. Dig a big hole under the fences, Patty. I feel like it goes down too deep. I wouldn't make it. But dress black shirt, long sleeve black shirt, black pants, black shoes. As the catering companies are coming in, just pick something up off the truck and just walk with purpose with them. You'd be amazed at how many places you can get in like that.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the palace, you go through a checkpoint. The truck goes through a checkpoint.
This guy's been
and
in
then
there.
You unload. You unload past a point of security already.
All right. Well, then I'm not getting into the palace. Who's next?
Can I say something possibly libelous?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, wait, slander, because I'm not writing it down.
I'll write it down and then you're covered.
Yeah, write it down.
I'll write it down and
on the
read it.
I'll write it. You say it. I'll write it down, and then we'll both have done a crime.
I have heard from.
Will likes to get himself into trouble on this show.
I went to a funeral with Elliot Steele the other day. Pretty awkward first 5 minutes.
Paul, just so you know, Will and Elliot are going to fight each other.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to sell tickets. Will
The
said,
physical kind.
Will said, I'm going to batter him, something to those words. And then Elliot said, okay. And now they're going to fight.
For what it's worth, Paul, Elliot and I are friends, but it was a very awkward moment when I had to see him and be like, I'm fully aware that you're Elliot Steele and I look like this.
Don't say you're Elliot Steele as if that means something.
No, you've seen him with his top off, though. He's ripped.
Is he now?
I've not.
No.
Right, I'll say something slanderous.
Funeral
or
was
libelous.
this, Will?
I used to drink in a pub where one of the gardeners from Buckingham Palace used to drink as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that if you go up towards like Kentish Town, the back of the garden of Buckingham Palace, there's a door for private guests of members of the royal family. So if you go near it, there's often some quite smartly dressed men hanging around. They're Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever one of the princes, let's say one who never has a wet forehead, was in residence, Philip Schofield would knock on the door at like 1 a.m.
Keep going.
Well, and then they'd fuck.
No, Philip Schofield's banging Prince Andrew. You heard it here third, maybe, from the sounds of it.
Yeah, that's according to a man I used to know in a pub who drank where I drank.
I have heard that before, and now I'm wondering if it was from you.
It's the kind of thing I say.
Yeah, I think it very well could have been.
Oh, that's Philip Schofield.
And libel.
Oh,
brilliant, Jif, Paul.
You're welcome.
Oh no, yeah.
Kirsten
Prince
heard it was Edward.
Yeah.
Not Andrew, that it was Edward.
Andrew was the sweaty
Hey,
forehead.
Philip Schofield doesn't have to choose.
Maybe it is Edward. Maybe it is Edward.
Imagine being sandwiched between two princes. Huh?
Like the Spin Doctors song.
Yeah.
And if you want to fuck a royal, just go ahead now.
As long as you'll also blow a royal at the same time.
Well, look at him. Look at me. I've got to wait for my brother to die. Doesn't rhyme, but it works.
I like the phrasing of this, Kirsten. Edward has long been rumored to be that way inclined.
That was very newsreader voice. Well done, Chris.
I really like how every time that comes up, Kirsten's like the wording is very careful and very almost like avoiding the recklessness of the slander and libel that we have just bathed in, but also the headshot of Kirsten as if a woman with blood pissing out of her mouth, like she's bitten an elk on the mouth, on the neck.
Yeah, I suppose they're just like, fucking Schofield got DP'd by E&A. That's awesome. So, Will, is that how you would get it? Would you pretend to be Philip Schofield and be invited in by Prince Edward, your lover?
No, but I think all of you, or not all of you, you've said, go in the front. I think, not to be crude, but like Philip Schofield, I'll go in the back.
A little bit of Edward and Andrew action. We'll hit it from both sides. I get that.
It feels like a vulnerable point. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Ashley? It's particularly vulnerable from behind.
Because do you remember, it's a true story, this. I think it's Edward once got arrested in the garden of Buckingham Palace because the guards didn't recognise him.
With his dick out?
No, just in general. Because
Okay.
what does Prince Edward look like?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you make a good point.
We only know
Just
the
imagine
other
the sort
one
of
because of the
mist.
alleged.
I only know
24
what
heads.
Andrew looks like because he's an alleged nonce.
That's when you bust out alleged.
Yeah.
Will,
busted it out.
I would love to see what I imagine is a sort of elaborate flowchart of when it is appropriate to be coy.
Did you say a legend nonce, Will? Did
I
you say
said
a legend nonce?
I said alleged. The second one.
Yeah,
Don't
a
fuck
legend.
with me,
A
David.
legend nonce is when like a dragon is a pederast.
Yeah, you heard it here first, podcast listeners. Will thinks Andrew is a legend nonce. He's the best of all time. Legend, in Will Duggan's words.
Which mythological creature or person is most likely to be a pedo?
Zeus.
But is he
proven though? Right? He's done it. Didn't he turn into a bush
and
and fuck a
he's not
14-year-old or
mythological.
something?
He's like legendary. He's a
I
genuine.
would
legend.
argue that Zeus is categorically mythological, but sure.
Oh, no, but isn't he more a legend? Wait, what's the difference?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because one of them's based in truth.
That's legend.
Zeus is not.
Then
Yeah, and that's legend.
legends. If that's the differentiator, I would say that legends are based in truth and myths aren't necessarily.
Okay, then which legendary?
Padman has a good suggestion.
Love it. Merlin.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair,
There's,
I feel like that might be post awful J.K. Rowling Dumbledore hangover, though. I feel like
No.
Merlin is suffering
Merlin
from.
is from Arthur.
I know, but I feel
Diamond
like
Geezer.
we've got like a wizard problem now, where they're not as innocent as they once were.
Doesn't
Sure.
Diamond Geezer said that a myth teaches you how the world works? But isn't that a fable?
Fable has a moral, whereas
Fable
a myth
has a
doesn't have
moral.
to have a moral to it. It's accurate in its depiction
Yeah.
of a false.
Fable is telling you how
Yeah.
the world should be. Myth is telling you how the world is.
Ooh, I like that. I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like, so actually, what would you say a good example of a fable is then?
Tortoise and the hare.
Yeah.
That annoys me. That annoys me because that's not how the world.
No, it's not how the world works. That actually
Because
is how the
slow
world
and steady
is.
wins the race is the least
But-
good advice I've ever heard.
Have you seen that video? They did race a tortoise and a hare, and a tortoise won.
That's fair, but were they a tortoise and a hare who had adequate comprehension of what was happening, or were they just a tortoise and a hare who were put into like I don't know a ditch?
I don't know, Paul. I would argue that the comedy industry gives us the best version of the tortoise and the hare, where you see a lot of people that become big at like 20. They start to get a ton of opportunities, and then they're gone within a few years because they weren't ready. Whereas a lot of people who make it in sort of 40 onwards tend to have lasting power of a career because they have something there, and that's that slow and steady. You wait it out, you keep doing it well, and then you know
I'll
what
say
you're
this.
doing.
Fuck, I hope
Not
that
like
is
these
true.
fucking Elliot Steele fucks, you know? No,
Let's
that's
name,
great.
let's name some young, successful comedians who failed.
We all know
Actually,
some.
I want to do more libel.
We all know some. Yeah, Patty, like Bryan Cranston, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Guys, I'm just going to change my headphones because my right ear
Sure.
has got nothing.
Yeah, no worries. I'll take you off. Oh, yeah. Good.
Sorry, I
But
did
for
it
the
instinctively.
record,
Sorry.
slinging back to Buckingham Palace, National Treasure style. I would go on a tour and arrange an argument with Diane Kruger.
Diane
to
Kruger,
allow-
the actress?
Yep. Literally, I'm going to reenact exactly what happens in National Treasure 2. No, National Treasure 1.
All right. You're going to have to explain what
Yes.
that means because
What,
I saw
Nicolas
that once.
Cage.
I
and I
know
was
the film,
very
but I
high.
don't remember it.
Nicolas Cage. Is it National Treasure 1 or 2? It's 2. 'Cause Helen Mirren's in it. Nicolas
So
Cage.
put a wild sentence. Sorry.
In fact,
I have seen it. I have seen this film. Fuck you. I just haven't seen it for a long time.
Paddy Padman has the fucking a dynamite plan, and it's better than mine. And the better
Why not
distraction
bring
is
Nick Cage
I'm
with
going to
you?
get Nicolas Cage and Diane Kruger to reenact the scene where Nicolas Cage pretends to be a Cockney having a row with his wife during a tour of Buckingham Palace to distract the guards, and then I'm away.
Jesus,
Yeah,
through a
that's
side door.
clever.
Jesus, those movies
Yeah.
are unwatchable.
I still think I stand the best chance of getting in, though.
so far, but we haven't heard the rest of Paul's story. Walk us through
That's
National
true.
Treasure 2.
From memory, Nicolas Cage made a lot of money in National Treasure 1 by finding the National Treasure because everything is literal. Yeah. And Harvey Keitel now is no longer interested in him. Him and his actually quite good sidekick, whose actor name I don't recall, has lost all his money. And Diane Kruger and him got married and are now divorced. And she's going out with the dude from Modern Family, I think. And they become, I think they're on the lookout for, I'm pretty sure it's El Dorado. I'm pretty sure it's the Lost City of Gold, which takes them to France to fly a drone at a statue to read a clue. They have to break into the Queen's office to steal something from her desk because Abraham Lincoln hid a code in the Queen's desk a long while ago.
Yeah, I get that.
All the while, Ed Harris is trying to murder them.
Yeah.
And they reunite John Voight and Helen Mirren, who are they're Nicolas Cage's parents in this film. And they wind up in a secret vault inside Mount Rushmore, which is also flooding. It's full of buildings made out of gold bricks. And the real treasure was the friends they made along the way. And then they escape and then drain all the flood water out, and then it's just like a tour. You can go around a tour.
So how do you fit into that when it comes to breaking into that was a
when
great
they break
synopsis.
into Buckingham Palace, Nicolas Cage pours booze all over himself to make it seem like he's drunk and stages an argument with Diane Kruger that results in him doing the worst Cockney accents I've ever seen in cinema and getting arrested by a bunch of marginally more convincing Cockneys.
Okay.
But it's very distracting.
I mean, Diane Kruger is a wonderful actress. She's incredibly talented. She could sell it.
Yeah. So my plan is that get Nicolas Cage to do that, and while everyone is distracted by the fact that, like, because it's not even like it's just happening. What's happened? Some people are going to be like, "Oh, there's a disturbance." Some people are going to be like, "That's Nicolas Cage," and some people are going to be like, "That's Nicolas Cage," and he's reenacting a scene from National Treasure 2.
No.
Like there's something for everyone here.
And while this is happening, you just walk in.
No, while this is happening, I position myself near a door that is guarded, where the guards move away and more guards come through, foot in the door, sneak through.
Great.
And then I'm basically playing Hitman live. I just need to knock somebody out. Everyone's the same size clothing as me. I'm going to dress as them and no one will know.
That's the second best plan I've heard after Fuck a Guard.
Yeah.
That's really
I'm not
good.
ruling that out.
Yeah.
To be perfectly fair, Ashley and I might be able to double team it, to team up on this. That was a poor phrasing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think you meant it.
I think you meant it as well.
Hey, if you're going to team up with anybody, I'm the person to do it. Sorry.
That's it. And it sounds like Edward goes fucking always. So
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, I didn't specify that I was going to sleep with somebody, like Will said, to go in the front way. I definitely think that back door that Philip Schofield, like, that is a vulnerable point. Those guards are already morally compromised.
Yeah, they've seen some awful things stumble out of there.
Will, we can't hear you.
Oh, no.
Yes, because I've muted my microphone.
Yeah. There's also, to be fair, Ashley, there's also less to see and do at the back door.
Speak for yourself. Man.
Anyone? Take it. Someone's got to go for that one.
I feel like we're above it.
Oh, cool. I just saw like a claw come into vision.
It's my ring light.
So here's the boy Jones, and this is so far. He broke in a bunch of times in between 1838 and 1842. First time, disguised as a chimney sweep. Caught by a porter in the hall, and after a chase was captured by the cops.
Classic.
With Queen Victoria's underwear stuffed down his trousers. Who was he selling that to?
I've got to say,
this is before eBay.
this doesn't impress me. That I'm like Shania Twain when it comes to this.
He had the Queen's underwear.
Yeah, but
his underwear.
breaking in somewhere.
Dressed as a chimney sweep.
No, in the 19th century was easy, man.
I guess, but he got the Queen's knickers.
Yeah, he got all the way in. As a chimney sweep,
Yeah.
you think you can get into any other chimney sweep managed to make it that far?
This is what I'm. But who try? Well, like now, if I dressed up as someone from Dynarod, I'm not getting into the Buckingham Palace because the past was compromised.
I want to understand that reference so bad because I feel like it was very funny.
Dynarod is a company that cleans drains. I'd say the modern equivalent of a chimney sweep. Also, the company that eventually brought about the downfall of Dennis Nielsen.
Don't know who that is either. Very much
serial killer who killed gay men and chopped them up and then flushed them down his toilet. His drains got clogged.
As they would hopefully do.
And Dynarod figured it out.
Excellent. Well, someone was like, "Man, the drains in this building stink." So they came around and were like, "Oh, it's full of people."
Jesus Christ!
Christ!
Is that the one?
That was in. It was in Muswell Hill in the 80s. David Tennant did a TV show about it quite recently called Des.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that for some reason. I
As
tried
in
to
morally,
watch it,
or
and no, the Scottish ITV player wouldn't work for me at the time.
Well, Dennis Nielsen was Scottish. They are probably ashamed of what they'd done as a nation.
yeah, maybe.
Like
BBC Alba and their reparations.
Patty Padman, can't wait for that season of Mindhunter. Let's see here. The boy, 14, brought down Queen Square. When's the next one? On the 30th of November, 9 days after the birth of Queen Victoria's first child, he scaled the wall of Buckingham Palace about halfway up Constitution Hill, entered the palace, and left undetected. On December 1st, he broke in again. Shortly after midnight, Baroness Lazan? Anyone know who that is? Is this still when they were Germans?
They're Germans now, buddy.
Yeah.
They're Germans now.
Yeah, but, try telling them that. Discovered him under a sofa in the Queen's dressing room. Man, he really wanted those underpants.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Sentenced to 3 months in a house there. Sir, because it was feared it might affect the Queen.
This is not a misogynistic comment. I mean, everyone in Victorian times, I bet their pants stunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of STIs going around.
And also not a lot of soap going round.
Not a lot of soap.
I think London would just have reeked.
Yeah,
100%.
Pretty sure it did.
Like
Pretty sure
Tottenham
that's a
Court-
feature of Victorian literature.
Yeah. Like Tottenham Court Road, middle of August stink.
Yeah. Apparently Vienna smells in July and August. Like smells really bad.
Venice stinks all
Not,
year round.
not Venice. Venice is exactly what I thank you, Will.
Thing about Vienna, it means nothing to Ashley. It's a good reference.
Did you hear that Venice is trying to keep all tourists out? Because they had such a nice time during lockdown that they're like, you know what? This is better.
Wow.
Really?
So we just don't want people to come anymore. Dolphins started showing up. The water was clearer.
What?
Yeah, they were just like, this blows.
Thanks, buddy.
So they're trying to keep people out now. It's like Machu Picchu.
Who do you mean they? Because I don't think all the terrible restaurant owners going to be happy.
Venetian
Yeah, I think like there's like a huge chunk of that economy is based on like people showing up to go, oh, it's water, but it's closer than normal.
Yeah,
maybe not. Maybe they were like, oh, we can financially manage this as well.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a terrible Italian faux pas I made 5 hours ago?
At this funeral?
Please do.
Hot off the mouth.
So I work in an Italian restaurant a couple of days a week just because, in the last year when we all lost our jobs, I financially suffered and I'm not having it again. So I do 2 shifts a week, just scribble it away just in case it comes back. But it's a proper Italian restaurant. Like I'm the only native English speaker there. And I can speak a bit of Italian, but I'm learning more and they are teaching me. We have a great time. I wore a white shirt today. I'd been there about 4 minutes. I tripped. I knocked over a statue. It smashed. I cleaned it up. Someone made me a coffee. I tripped again and covered my white shirt in double espresso.
Will, I want you to know that these are not purely Italian faux pas.
Yeah.
No, wait,
unacceptable
wait,
No,
things
we're,
that
wait,
you
building
do.
to, we're clearly building to
You
a
have to have the
region-specific
context.
faux pas.
So I was like, fuck. Like, I can't go home. I'm at work. So the pizziola, the pizza chef, he was like, put bleach on it. It'll white. Like, it's a really nice white shirt. I'm not doing that. So I took some fairy liquid downstairs to the disabled toilet, locked myself in, and I absolutely, like, spotless now. So it was really wet, fairy liquid, got it out. So it was quick. Did it all by, dried it by the hand dryer, came upstairs. They were like, incredible. Well done. And I said, domani porto una maglia nera, which is tomorrow I'm going to wear a black shirt. But I didn't say maglia nera. I said, not a black shirt. I said the black shirts. So I was like, tomorrow I'm going to come as a fascist.
No.
And they looked at me like, sono fascista? And I was like, oh, God, no. Lads, I'm so sorry.
That's excellent.
And then
Did
I tried
they-
to like backtrack,
When they-
and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
during England, we called them the brown shirts." They're like, "We give a fuck. You're talking to us in Italian." And
Those
you
were
said,
the
tomorrow. You're
Germans.
coming into Mussolini.
Yeah. Did the look on their
So,
face?
quite Italian.
Did it look like something had like finally clicked when they were like, "Oh, fascista"? When it was like, "Oh, he's a British guy with the shades of he's a fascist. That's why he's here." Or were they surprised and disappointed?
The problem is the chefs, like they're old. These are old. They grew up under Mussolini. Like there was a look of like what, and then they figured it out. Like he constantly makes terrible mistakes, and then they laughed. But there was like 3 seconds where I'd basically gone, "Hey boys, do you remember when you were the bad guys?"
Oh, that's very funny.
That's excellent stuff.
When you dried your shirt by the hand dryer, did you find that it smelled quite funny afterwards?
Yeah, it smelled like coffee.
I got absolutely drenched walking around Glasgow with my dad at the weekend. It pissed rain every time we tried to be outside, and we went into the gallery, the National Museum of Art. No, Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. And I went into the bathroom. My mask was soaked through, so I dried it under the hand dryer, and it stank for the rest of the day. It was awful. Of like, it was almost like burning dirt smell. And I was just like, oh, this is a smell that comes from inside the hand dryer.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
Will, you're muted
you are
again.
muted again.
It's quite a simple like. There's literally they just heat an element and then blow air through it.
Yeah,
it's meant to run for no more than like.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's meant to run for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But obviously, you keep pressing go.
Mhm.
You're just burning cheap metal.
Yeah.
And also because there'll be an electromagnetic charge, so it'll attract like dust and stuff to the element.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
after a
hand
while-
dryers are not as clean as they should be for what they do.
Nothing is.
They're
Yeah.
cleaner than those horrible. They have these still in like Brooks Bar at the Pleasance. Those it's a towel that's a
hate
big
them.
loop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hate
that.
them. They're disgusting. Like,
You don't
I
get
will...
any satisfaction out of the yank and then the
No.
lock. I like that.
Genuine.
That's nice.
Genuine question. I don't know if anybody else does this. What a thing that I despise using a public toilet is like I will overloot. I will wash my hands with soap and water. I'm quite particular about this, and then I'll get to the door and go, fuck.
Yeah.
And my ideal situation is someone comes in just then, and I can foot in the door, and I don't have to touch a fucking thing on the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
the
will...
weird,
Now that bringing sanitizer around is so, like, normal, I will go to a bathroom and wash my hands, and then when I leave the bathroom, I sanitize my hands again.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of a little bit of paper in the hands as you walk out next to the sink. Wash the hands, pick it up,
Yeah.
open the door with that,
That's
chuck it in the bin,
clever.
out you go.
That's
Have you
very
seen
clever.
from this time with Alan Partridge when he does the how to go to the toilet. That's so funny. Such a
Oh.
funny little bit.
That is a perfect comedy character. It's a pretty
I've
remarkable
never
achievement.
seen it.
It's amazing.
Never seen Partridge.
Really,
I know,
really,
but
really
I
good.
just, it was just never on my radar.
It's so weird because, like, I can totally get not liking Partridge. I love it. I think it's incredible. But to have just gone, nah. I've watched Fresh
Not
Meat.
even that. It was just never
Wow.
on my radar.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of having
to.
been a bit
There's
young
so much
for
of it.
it and not living in the UK.
Yeah.
How old are you, Ashley?
I'm guessing 28, but only because the number 28 is prominently displayed in shot with Ashley.
Oh shit! Bueno compleanno.
A fascista?
I'm like fucking Sherlock.
It was my birthday last week.
Will, did you call your friend Ashley?
My friend?
Yeah. Did you call her on her birthday?
No, I didn't know it was her birthday. Happy birthday,
Absolutely
Ashley.
outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I won a
Will,
quiz.
Will, your birthday is in April?
No.
No?
Well, do me.
It's today.
I know that's not true.
Ashley,
Yes.
you'll like it. In the new series of Partridge, he plays as a character that is an Alan Partridge lookalike that's like a Kerry farmer, and he sings "Come Out Your Black and Tans"
Oh, fabulous. Steve Coogan is
on the
Irish.
BBC.
He
There you
was
go,
down
it's
he was down in I think I didn't meet him, but I was in the same cafe as him when he visited Skull, where I went to school. That's the end of that story.
I remember.
But yeah, it just never crossed me. I never
It
saw
was
it.
when I moved over to the UK to do stand up. So that was the third time I'd lived in England. A friend of mine was like, "You're here for comedy. Here are the things you need to watch. You got to watch Live at the Apollo. You got to watch Alan Partridge. You got to watch Brass Eye." And he was right. I mean, I've never watched Live at the Apollo anymore unless a friend's on. But I watched it just to be like, "Oh, what is British comedy like?" But fucking Partridge and Brass Eye, unbelievable, and
Well, from the same route.
so British. Yeah, because he came from On the Hour, right?
Yeah, on the hour, which
Day
went
to
to day
day.
to day, and then
The Day
that
to Day, yeah.
split
Yeah.
them off as things.
That split like a deja vu.
Yeah. I vaguely remember because the day to day hit when I was in college, and I remember we were watching it at a mate's house. Do you remember when you had to go to a place at a specific time to watch television?
So much fun. So much
Yeah.
fun.
We were watching it at a friend's house, and his friend got home from work, and it was like the back end of the episode. And it was episode 2, and this guy just had never seen it before. And we sat down and watched it with us, and just went, "What the?" That's about 5 minutes. Was like, "What the fuck is this? What is this?" Sat down, it looks like the news. I assume it's the news. And then 3 or 4 minutes in was like, "This is so weird."
Yeah.
Remember when you would not make plans because there was a TV show on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone would invite you over during The Simpsons, and you'd be like, "No, I will see you at 6 p.m."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
I got in
moment
trouble
before.
once from my mum because I was watching the Chris Reeves Superman 1, which is a child, like one of my favorite films.
Mhm.
One of my friends came to like call on me. Does Will want to come out? And I went, nah, I'm watching Superman. My mum was like, what is wrong with you? Like, I can see him anytime, but who knows when this will be on next?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. He'll still be here in an hour and a half.
Also, I love that neither you nor your mum was like, "Why don't he come in and watch Superman with you?"
Yeah.
My mum doesn't like it when I'm in the house, let alone Tom Oldfield.
That's fair.
You didn't say it was Tom Oldfield. Jesus Christ. Of course he stayed home.
Librarian now.
Well, that's a better ending than how Paul's friend's story ended. So that's nice.
Massive coronary. Yeah.
He's got ME if that helps.
Sorry?
Oh, thanks. Good. Good.
He's got
All
my
right.
friend. He's got ME if you know if he wants to make it sad.
Okay. Good.
It's not very taxing though, is it? Like being a librarian, he's fine.
He's all right. Yeah. We were talking about what people are like when they're drunk earlier.
Oh,
Will,
yeah.
I've been drunk with you, and I know you to be just excellent company.
Yeah.
But that's almost always been like in your house. Like I think we've maybe been drunk together in the outside world once, but I've been drunk with you in your house a few times.
Yeah. We were drunk. Gone.
How do you describe you drunk?
An absolute nightmare. Like I just this sounds like I'm trying to be 15 and be like, I'm a fucking legend. I can hold my booze really well up to a point where I can't. So like I'll have 4 pints, then I'll have 5 pints like I had 4, 6 like I had 4, 7, 4, 8, 4, 9, 4, 10, 4, 11, 11.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that
that's good, by the way. You should do that on stage. That's a nice way of breaking that down.
Yeah.
Oh, great, lovely.
It's a good line.
So yeah, I'm really good until, and then when I've had too much liquid, I don't go to. Yeah, you have seen me do that.
For the podcast listeners, we've seen that happen on
I've
screen.
seen the 15 after the stream.
Yeah. But then I don't go to like people go, I've had too much beer and go in JD and Coke, say. Yeah. I go cocktail. I'll just put 3 different types of whiskey in a glass and then wham. Do that 9 times. Try and steal a horse. Yeah.
The time that you and I stayed on drinking after the stream, which I don't remember much of what we spoke about, but I do remember that you changed your type of drink 3 times. There was wine, there was beer, and there was gin and tonics.
Yeah, we're not seeing that tonight, by the way, because all I'm drinking is this. Because when this stream is done, I have to go to a late night petrol station.
Oh no! Ashley brought a bottle of rum. Ashley, show him the rum.
It's whiskey.
Was it whiskey? Oh, okay.
It's never rum, Christopher.
Sometimes it could be rum. It should be rum sometimes.
It's not.
Was that for us afterwards?
It was, yeah.
I love Powers as well.
Powers is good whiskey.
Tell us about this late night petrol station and how bad is it really over there? Because watching it from afar is honestly fucking hilarious. I've been watching petrol station fights on YouTube daily.
Mm-hmm.
So I live in Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
There are maybe 8 petrol stations sort of me adjacent that I would go to.
Yeah,
I did a gig.
There's none in downtown Brighton, are there?
No.
Yeah.
I did a gig a couple of weeks ago where I got back at like 4 a.m. I drove from Halifax to Brighton. And as I was getting home, the petrol light came on, parked it up and thought it's fine. Don't need the car for 2 weeks. I'll just get it next time. And then in that 2 weeks when it started, so I have to go to Ilkley in Yorkshire. Like I have no option. I must go to Ilkley tomorrow night, sort of this time. And I've got maybe 15 miles worth of petrol. I had maybe 40 miles left in the tank. Yeah. I've gone out twice on the search. And then a friend of mine said that it's got so bad with violence in the day. Sorry, the one nearest where I live that I'm genuinely not going to say in case anyone's watching in the Brighton area and it's going to go.
By the way, podcast listeners, Ashley and I's jaws both dropped at the same time hearing that. Sorry, Will.
So it's opening midnight till 7 a.m.
Holy
so
shit.
if you desperately want to go, you're willing to go. Like what? We'll finish here at sort of 1-ish maybe.
Probably midnight.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we'll be done in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So if you're willing to go at that time, you're not like a hoarder with 18 jerry cans. So I'm just going to go. I've figured out how much petrol I need to get to Ilkley. It's like £35 worth. So I can put that in, come home, and that's it.
Damn.
Do you live in the UK, Paul?
Yeah, I'm in Battersea.
Yeah,
I don't drive, but Jesus Christ, like there's maybe 6 petrol stations within about a 10-minute walk of my house, and they have been either desolate because there's fuck all there, or like like walking from the petrol station, walking 5 minutes along the road, and there's still tailbacks in other direction.
Wow!
And a friend of mine lives in Fulham, has been doing what you're about to do. She's been getting up at 4 in the morning, going to a petrol station, and then going back to bed.
Oh my god!
Oh,
because she has to drive because there's illness in the family.
It's,
But like,
some people need driving for their work.
yeah, which really it's interfered with a couple of things. Like there's a very good friend of mine's dad is ill and needs care in the home, and they can't reliably have that right now.
Yep. Jesus,
that's a thing. I did want to share a thing that came to me the other night, which is I'm just going to read out a thing. I got a message on the DM on the Questing Time account on Thursday night that reads, "I've just come back from Dublin, Ireland. There's a full stop there. Part of the EU. They have the same problem. Stop blaming Brexit." To which I've responded, "I will not." And this happens about once a month on a Thursday night when Question Time is airing.
Oh yeah.
That I get. It's always a Brexiteer.
So they send
messaging
the D&D stream.
That's so great.
Sorry.
So
that happens. Does that happen every week? Is that the first time that's happened?
Not every week, about once a month.
Is it the
I
same?
really
guy?
like Questing Time, as in your thing, Paul, and I've just got the pun.
Well, actually, we should let's exchange dates because we're starting up live shows again.
Great. I play.
Yeah,
I won't be going in cold. I play with Laura Lex.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've got a nice little campaign.
She's gone full in. She's into magic cards now as well, isn't she?
She started in magic cards. She started with Gathering.
Oh, I'm going to talk to her about a possible corporate work opportunity because
nice.
I do some stuff for the parent D&D's parent company every now and then.
No, wait, talk to me. I've got a cool elf guy. His name's Runicius Wolfbane. He's super cool.
What class?
Eladrin. Rogue.
Nice. And Chris,
I really want to get into D&D.
It's so fun, man. It's so fun. I'm a mountain dwarf cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harold Sneak Fist.
Yes. By the way, also because when the MASH report's got 3 or 4 weeks left on it, and then Tom Neenan is allowed to come outside and look at the sun again.
Is that what we're waiting for? Is for
in the main, yeah. And also, Ishani's got some work out of town, and everyone's got stuff on. Simon started a new job, and so on.
Yeah.
But we will. The Piss Brigade will ride again.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But this is a nice thing about it. I did a gig in town. I did 2 shows on Friday night in town. I did a show with Steen Raskopoulos, an improv show, and then Nick Sampson's improv show with Rose Matafeo and Emma City. They had allowed me to guest in. It was very nice of them. And then post-show, we ran into Rosie Jones, who was like, just gave me a big hug and was like, hey, and then was like, I really want to play D&D again.
Yeah, man.
But then, because Rosie is maybe the best of us, just went, her D&D character was an elven wizard called Daddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Rosie just shouted at me, "Daddy wants to ride the devil horse," which might be the best thing anyone shouted at me in a pub ever.
That's excellent.
Have I ever told on this stream the story of when me and Rosie Jones got absolutely fucking hammered on 2 for 1 cocktails? So we were at 2 for 1 cocktail. I used to live around the corner from her. We had 2 for 1 cocktails. Honestly, we've been there for just too long. She went to the toilet, and I was like, 2 more, please, mate. And the barman went, no. We've all got our eyes on you.
I've heard this story. I know this
We
story.
know what you're doing. We notice how drunk you've got that girl. And I was like,
Oh my
whoa.
God.
That's my friend Rosie. She's got cerebral palsy. That's why she's walking like that. And they were like, She came back, and they were like, sorry to ask you, but are you drunk or have you got cerebral palsy? And she was like, but then she said, I haven't. So they thought I wasn't.
That's brilliant. I don't know that this is necessarily true, but I believe I was present.
You.
I believe I was present the first time Rosie lay on the floor, pointed at Nish and shouted, "He pushed me." Because none of us because everyone around was like, what the fuck? And Nish was like, no, it was too real initially. Like I've seen her do it a lot since.
So that was a really good no was a very good impression of Nish shouting no.
Thank you. I've noticed this. Who was it? Neenan pointed this out. I've got a really good ability to do impressions that aren't commercially viable. I could do a pretty good David Reed. I've got a decent Pierre Novelli. I don't know why.
Can I hear your Pierre Novelli?
I need to get into all of his routines. I can't think of the one. He's got a good routine about. I can't hear myself with the headphones on.
Exactly, boomstickery. That's the
I'm
problem.
trying to think.
He's a comedian and friend.
Yeah, he's a
We've
lovely
had him
dude as well.
on.
Very
He's the
funny.
best. Yeah, he's been on. Oh, I
He's
assumed he
been
meant
on.
David Reed.
Oh.
I need to think about the David Reed one. I haven't done David.
Pierre was
I haven't
supposed
heard
to come
David's
on a
voice for
little while ago, and then he never made it.
Yeah, his
I'm trying to think of
dance
the
card
routine
became
for
very
Pierre.
full. He'll be back.
British people have got a thing about.
David
that's
Hoare made a
Australian.
very good sound alert of Pierre saying you're allergic to jizz. It's so funny. I'm going to see if I can find that and just play it really quickly because it's so quick.
Please do, because I need to hear a little bit of Pierre's voice to get back to it.
Sure.
I haven't heard him
Perfect.
speak for ages. We've just texted.
That's what. Oh, that guy. Yeah, the
That
allergic to
guy.
quiz guy. That's the one. I can't do any fucking impressions. I think I said on stream when I was a kid, I used to be able to do Apu from The Simpsons real well. That's no longer an option. That's a rap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just found another sound alert that we need to bring up some of these sound alerts that David's created.
Well, we were going to put him into Lightstream because you can do that. Will, you're muted again.
A good thing to say, Pierre, is it's nothing but bones. We're nothing but bones.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but that's
what's his bit
Who
about
says that?
chickens?
Yeah, that's all we. I had a hangover and I saw yesterday's fried chicken. Just bones. We're nothing but bones.
Okay.
Laura Davis used to have a bit like that. She was like, when people ask me, what did I notice most about? We can barely read that because your green screen is on. Your chroma key is on.
How have I done that?
Yeah, well, you've got your green screen.
That must be green.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I want to know how I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware that was
cool.
something I could make happen. It just says the word bones.
Yeah.
They eat the floor. What do they eat?
I don't
The
know how
floor.
to. I don't know how to bring it up onto the stream because it was just sent in a Facebook message. So I'm just going to play it into my mic.
Okay.
Let me know if it just sounds terrible. Wait, that's the wrong
Nope.
thing.
That's the old version of the theme song.
Yep. It's the next one. Sorry. Can you hear it okay?
Slick
though?
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have pretty sensitive skin all round, though, and so I find that if I take care of my skin,
You're allergic to jizz. 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 You're allergic to jizz.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how you're going to see Pierre in a bar during Edinburgh. He'd be like, "This is Ashley. She's allergic to jizz."
it's very catchy.
Excellent work as always, David. That was David Hoare. He writes all of our music.
He writes all our music, David Hoare.
Guy's a gem.
It would actually be excellent if you could email them to us. UntitledTwitchStream@gmail.com.
Yeah. Send us your vision boards.
Such a weird request. Is that? Do you guys have T-shirts yet? I'll make it.
We're
Pick a thing,
in
and I'll make
talks.
T-shirts for you.
We are in talks.
We're in talks currently.
I'll do some T-shirt designs. I mean, Chris has seen some of my stuff. This is one of mine.
I've got one of them. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Nice. Yeah, your
That's great.
iCast guidance one is great. That's the one that you sent me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a bunch of fucking good stuff.
We're gonna get T-shirts and stickers. They're top of
And
the agenda.
perhaps a tote.
Oh, perhaps a tote bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
We love it.
I think we definitely need one that just says hype, 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 hype,
Yeah.
hype, 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 hype. Maybe it's hype, the word hype, but made up of tiny hypes.
Excellent.
One of them is secretly misspelled.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Kristen
that
wants a
would be
choke bag.
good.
Nice little choke
What's
bag.
a choke bag?
It's a tote bag.
It's a tote bag, but
Themed-
you
used
wear
for
it different.
sex.
I think that sounds wonderful. I once had
It's an
a fan
Operation
of-
Chokeslam merch, okay?
Suck My Beard Dry is definitely going on a shirt.
Yes.
That should be in the shape of your beard.
Yes.
That's the logo.
Suck My Beard Dry.
Or it'll be similar to the image that's on the raid video.
Yeah. We'll figure something
I did
out.
Edinburgh show in 2017 where, for a goof, the first 20 minutes, the punchline of every joke was, "What's the fucking point?" And a fan of that, and a fan of that show took the poster image, which was me, my face, sort of. Remember the Obama like hope image?
Uh-huh.
It was that picture, and underneath just said, "What's the fucking point?" And I lost it in a house move by absolutely. That was one of my favorite things I ever owned.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good.
That's
How was
such a shame.
How was your True North Down show, bud?
It was unbelievably good. I am genuinely an undiscovered talent. It went really
You
well.
heard it
thank
here
you.
first, ladies and gentlemen. Untitled Twitch stream with undiscovered talent Will Duggan.
Yes, we had some nice. Some nice stuff might be happening off the back of it, but I don't want to
Great.
count my chickens before they are even laid. To be fair,
Excellent.
They're not their way to hatch. There's just some prego chicken ready to pop out an egg.
Nice. Just pop it under the arm, give it the old bagpipe, you know? Pop
David
that shit
Hoyle,
out.
double check that for you right now.
Yeah, it came through. Thank you.
Yeah, we got him. Thank you so much.
All I'll say is, if you like my stand-up and have Amazon Prime,
ooh,
but no, it's not a special. It's just most people do have Amazon Prime. It's not going to be on there.
Yeah, but you can enjoy 30 Rock.
That feels like Will is avoiding getting too excited.
No, Christ, honestly, it's not going. I'm not being humble here. It's not. I was trying to be funny. You can get X-Men First Class for $3.49 for 48 hours. That's good.
No, it is not.
X-Men First Class is good. No, that's
he's right. X-Men First Class is pretty good. X-Men Dark Phoenix is dog shit.
X-Men First Class is within the average range of superhero movies, but it is towards the bottom of the average range of superhero movies.
I think it goes up higher just for that bit when Fassbender is in Argentina. That is a scene that wouldn't look out of place in like when he goes. Obviously, Magneto, who's played Fassbender, he's Auschwitz survivor. Lots of former Nazis go to Argentina, and he tracks down two of the guys that killed his parents, and it's genuine drama.
Yes.
It's fucking good scene.
That's a good
you know how
scene.
Pat Morita got nominated for an Oscar for Karate Kid because that bit about his wife and his kid dying.
Mhm.
That's Fassbender's version.
Yeah,
good film. I won't have anything against it. Go fuck yourself, Chris.
Yeah, I do
That
like
scene was
X-Men
good.
First
The rest of
Class.
it is.
I would love it if that became a quote Michael Fassbender uses on his Edinburgh Festival posters. Where am I going with this? If the quote is, he's a modern day Pat Morita.
Amazon Prime's Will Duggan.
I loved X-Men First Class, and X-Men was like, aside from Spider-Man, X-Men was the superhero genre that I really went towards. I really liked X-Men when I was a kid.
Was that because of the cartoon? The perfect cartoon?
No, it's for the cartoon was good, but I have a really sad reason for liking X-Men.
Shocking.
And not sad, pathetic, just sad, tragic. I used to tell myself that my illness was a mutation.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, I believed until I was 15 that I was overdue for my X-Men powers. So you're good. Don't worry about it.
What powers did both of you want?
I was up for anything. I honestly,
if you had to
wanted them.
pick.
Oh, I just wanted to be Wolverine or Gambit. But
Wait, Wolverine is Canadian.
Cool.
Yeah, but he's so short though. Is it worth it?
What about you, Ash? What did you want?
I think I always quite liked Mystique.
Okay.
Which
And I've
version?
always,
What's her name? Jennifer
Lawrence. Yeah,
Jennifer
I did
Lawrence
like
version, or the one
Jennifer
from the
Lawrence.
cartoons with a skull here for no reason all the time.
But the one from the cartoon was pretty cool as well. I did always quite like Mystique in either one. I've always been attracted to that idea of shape-shifting or invisibility. I don't know. I've always liked the idea of a fly on the wall type of ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Yeah. Will, what would you go with? Are we going from the X-Men suite of powers? Feels like
I think we can
We can go from
include
anything.
all Marvel mutants, no superpowers, mutations.
Okay. I like this again. I'm not trying to be wanky, but I think it's lovely when superheroes are flawed and are aware of it and have to do that. I like Cyclops because he's got to have the quartz. No. Listen, because because he's not superpowered, he's just incredibly strong, and that's dedication and work. And he does bench presses to have that good a chest. And he's got to have those cool red glasses on, and also he can just fuck you in half like a lightsaber with his eyes.
I say Cyclops gets a lot of shit for being dull.
He's such a nerd.
When Grant Morrison took over the new X-Men in like 2002, 2003, so he wrote Cyclops so fucking good.
Okay. Yeah. Because to me, he makes Leonardo look cool.
Yeah, but problem with X-Men is so many of you cool. Wolverine, cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But he's almost Superman boring because he heals.
Yeah.
You can shoot him in the head at Bloit Bang Rage and he's fine. Whereas Cyclops is just a bloke whose eyes are insane. Like more so than Steve Buscemi.
I feel like that's a lot of anxiety, though. I couldn't deal with the anxiety of having those eyes.
Rogue couldn't be Rogue. That's anxiety.
No, Rogue
That's
is
anxiety.
Jesus Christ. Never get to touch a person. You live in
King Midas.
The whole world is a prison. Damn.
Yeah.
Rogue is King Midas with worse jewelry.
Yeah.
everything she touches turns to a shit husk of itself, and you can be more like them.
Yeah. I feel like now that I feel like Storm got the best setup because
Magneto's got a cool setup.
Magneto's
does
cool.
have a fucking incredible one.
I did like Magneto, and there's that scene in the first class where he he does something to increase the iron levels in somebody's blood, and I'm like,
when he's in the
cool. Yeah,
that's
I like that. That's just
he's in the prison. And he
shit.
sucks it out as ball bearings and then shoots it all around to escape. Yeah,
isn't that in X-Men?
Yeah,
it's in X2.
That's in X2.
It's in X2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
it's still Michael
Last
Fassbender,
Stand,
though.
I was so angry with Last Stand.
It's so bad.
No, it's not. The Last Stand, I will never forgive. Like people always talk about them fucking over Deadpool, the Wade Wilson with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
What they did to Angel. Oh my god, two terrible scenes for an incredible superhero. Angel's such a Angel should have been X1 in the main crew.
Yeah.
I'd rather they never showed Beast and had Angel involved.
Right.
You had to have Beast though. It didn't have to be Kelsey Grammer, but you had to have Beast.
Or Nicholas Hoult.
Who looks just like Paul Duncan McGarity, by the way.
He looks so much like Petey McGee.
So much like Paul Duncan McGarity. It's crazy. Sorry. Yeah. Quicksilver?
Quicksilver's excellent. I really
Quicksilver's my pick.
Quicksilver. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just cool. And I enjoyed the little crossover of WandaVision with that.
Yeah, that was good with Pietro.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
It was
I'm
fun.
very excited to see the TV shows and Into the Spider-Verse have made me think that they're capable of dealing with a multiverse properly. Because that's a lot of possibility to rein yourself in on.
Yeah. Have you been watching
you can jump so many fucking sharks.
I haven't watched What If yet. No.
I've watched all but the last episode. Some of them were duds, but some of them were pretty good. It's called What If. What If, the animated alternate universe Marvel thing. What if
I haven't seen that.
What if Captain America didn't get the serum? What if Thor was an only child? Things like that. Yeah.
Has anyone watched Black Widow?
No, I
no,
haven't yet.
not yet.
Any good?
I really liked it. It is not Marvel's best work, but it's a really fun movie.
I think it's such an afterthought of a film. I haven't watched it yet, but it feels like such an afterthought.
Yeah, and I feel like the character deserved more, but at the same time, it's a really fun movie. If you don't go into it going with the intent to critique, if you are happy to sit and watch a movie and not think about it a lot, a treat.
The thing that really excites me about it is Florence Pugh. I fucking love Florence Pugh.
That's how I knew the movie wasn't good, is because all anyone talked about was how good Florence Pugh was in it. It's like when everyone's raving about a supporting actor, that's not a great film.
But the two of them interacting.
She is Florence Pugh, though.
Yeah, the two of Florence Pugh and Scarlett Johansson interacting is really fun. And then basically, it's a Marvel movie with sitcom elements built into it.
Oh, okay.
That's a tough swing.
I think it gets it. It's just the Marvel movie elements are generic off the rack Marvel movie elements.
Okay.
But it's the funny bits which make it for me. The action stuff is like, this is standard action movie now.
We got people were saying 10 Rings is fucking great. I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't got to it yet.
Is that Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, yeah. I was turned off that movie because I went to see James Bond last weekend. And in one of the ads in the cinema, it had the cast of Shang-Chi watching their own movie in 4D and telling you to go and watch their movie in 4D.
That's not their fault. That's a
I know that's not their fault. That's like their contract for promoting the film. But it just pissed me off so much that I was just like, I'm not going to be able to take you guys seriously when I watch your movie now.
Thing is, if you're on any of my social media last 2 weeks, every tweet was "Come and see my thing. Come and see my thing."
Yeah.
No,
but it
that's
wasn't
not
you
even
watching
it.
your own show in your house.
Watching their own show
God, I wish I
in
could,
4D.
That does
in the like moving cinema chairs. Like, get fucked.
The 4D thing can fucking. I hate that as a concept.
They kept saying like, "Oh, this is what it felt like to make this scene," and I'm like, "No, it fucking didn't."
Wait, what? Was the scene somebody in a chair with a fan near them?
Yeah.
Is that what 4D is?
They spray water at you.
4D
They spray water. There's air going around the theater, and your seat moves.
For like sense? Is that what the air is?
It's to feel like you're in the movie.
Well, I feel like something like that happens about once every 20 years. Someone's like, "Wait, we can make the movie come alive," but they did it in the fucking 50s, and it was bad.
They did that at an Alien ride at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Where you would get sprayed in the face with water, or like on the back of your neck, and the sound was in your speaker, so it sounded like it was crawling up. It was genuinely pretty terrifying. But
I went to see. I did quite a lot of 4D shows when I went to Universal Studios and Disneyland in Florida, and so we did Stitch Unleashed in 4D. That was really fun. We did Bugs Life in 4D. That was I freaked the fuck out because it felt like they had sensors that were on the seat, so it felt like a load of bugs crawled underneath you. So that was
a fun
really freaky.
experience for children.
Yeah, for children.
Hey kids, come watch this film. By the way, we're going to simulate the fucking DTs.
We saw Shrek 4D, and I just remember Donkey sneezing, and we got splashed with water, and I was like, I don't want to imagine snot right now, thank you. But they were all like really gimmicky, and you kind of were able to enjoy them because that's what you were going in for. But I don't want to go and watch a movie with that, like a movie that I have to take seriously. I really don't want to do that. It's different if you're in like a theme park, that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
But to go to a cinema, no.
No, it seems very silly.
It's silly, and it's so much money.
Yeah.
You pay a lot of money for those cinema tickets.
That's one of the only things that I really miss about the UK is I miss my Odeon cinema pass.
Is there not an equivalent in Canada?
Nope. They tried to do it in the States, but the guy kept lying about how many people was doing it, and he basically just spent $2.5 million buying people movie tickets.
Oh, shit.
And, but in Canada we don't have it, and I fucking loved it. It was so good, and I haven't seen really any films since. So it's very frustrating.
Oh, this is a
guys,
fun offer. I can get cheap
that?
tickets. Cheap tickets at the View in St. Enoch's.
Oh, damn. We've got a hookup.
I got a hookup.
Nice.
All right. We just hit 2 hours.
We did.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Should we get you to plug
pleasure.
things? Paul, what can you plug?
I got a Questing Time live show this Sunday.
Nice.
With who's doing that? Jess Jewell from the Piss Brigade. We'll be playing a version of Biff the Understudy. Bryony Redman. Nick Sampson will be playing Coo, the pigeon who was turned into a human man. And we may or may not have the delightful John Luke Roberts.
Oh, wonderful.
Once again, being, and I'm quoting here, a very naughty dwarf. But that's at the Phoenix at 7:00 on Sunday night for a tenner, and that's how that works. You can book online. I'm at Questing Time, and you can find the details there if you are inclined. And
I mean, if you watch this show
that's
and you're
all I
not
do.
already following Questing Time, then get your shit together. How could they not be? Great
Halloween.
stuff.
And we're doing a Halloween one as well. We've got Halloween booked in the venue for like a spooky roleplay game night. I genuinely don't know whether that's going to be like everyone plays like a monster trying to run a hotel in D&D, or we might play an actual horror role-playing game. There's one called 10 Candles, where you turn all the lights out. The only lighting in the room is 10 candles.
Okay.
And every time a candle goes out, something awful happens to one of the characters.
Cool.
I want to play.
I've been looking at that and I'm like, I don't think I can, nor do I think I should try and make this funny. It's a really brilliant horror storytelling mechanism.
Wicked.
I cannot stress how much I love games and Halloween, and that just sounds like such a fun time.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
But,
Tiger and Kirsten, thank you so much for doing the shout outs for Paul.
you.
Everyone make sure to click on those and go see them. Will, what about you? Where can people see you? What can you do? What's your Italian restaurant?
La Capanina in
Go check
Cape Town,
out.
Brighton. I'm there 2 or 3 times a week. If you've got Amazon Prime, Flo and Joan have got a really good special. I reckon I'm watching that. That's it.
That's it? You're not doing the hour
you have
anytime
a
soon? or-
podcast, do you not?
Oh, yeah, sure. I've got a podcast.
Yeah.
What's your podcast?
Laura Lex, called National Treasures, where Laura Lex and I go on nice days out. We've just filmed the rest of series 2 and start series 3, so do give that a look. And if you live anywhere near Brighton, let's go for a coffee. Unless you're a dickhead. I don't want to.
We have a zero dickhead policy in the Truggies. You're fine. These are all gems.
Great.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And most of you have his number.
Yeah.
Yes, you have my phone number because I gave you that.
Yep. And
gave you that.
I understand that all the messages were very supportive.
Yeah.
No one's been a dickhead yet. Someone did ask me for $1,000.
What I tell you. Yeah, fair enough. That's so you can shoot your shot.
But when I said, I'm awfully sorry, no, they said, fair enough. Have a nice day.
Nice.
Go on, Truggies. Ashley, anything you want to plug? You got shows coming up?
I am performing at the Monkey Barrel on Saturday, 5:00 show. You can get tickets to that in the link in the chat, or I'll pop it into the podcast description. And I'm doing a show with fellow Untitled Twitch stream host John Hastings at the end of November, 28th of November at Monkey Barrel. He's doing his show. I'm doing his support. So come along to that. You'll get 2 out of 3 hosts of the show. It's doing quite well because we all live in different parts of the world. So, yeah, that's me. Chris, what have you got happening?
You can see me somehow Zoom bombing John's show with Ashley just so that I'm involved because I'm needy like that. I got shows coming up. If you happen to be on Vancouver Island, come and see me live. I'm going to be gigging in Victoria a lot over the next few months. So come out there. Other than that,
Send
I
me
got 2
some links. I got a
podcasts.
bunch of friends out there. I want to get you to meet my buds.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well. Yeah, I got 2 podcasts, Chris Betts Versus and the Big Shiny Podcast. The links are in the chat. I do my daily stream. If you want to follow my personal channel, come on down there. I do the New York Times crossword every weekday and started playing the Avengers game today, which is not as bad as everyone wanted me to think it was. It's very fun.
Nice.
It's not amazing, but it's fine. That's about it. I don't really have much to do. Oh, you have a question.
Where's Hastings?
Hastings is
The person,
opening
not the
for Jamali. He's opening for Jamali on tour right now.
In
He's
LA?
doing in San Diego, I think. Yeah.
Cool. California.
Yeah. So he couldn't make it today. Indeed. I'm thinking we raid. Do we raid Fox Comedy or Sean Morley?
What's Fox Comedy?
Oh, George Fox.
George Fox is my vote.
Yeah, okay. George
I
Fox.
also love George Fox.
Always get consent before licking. That is the
raid message.
That is
Always
the
get
raid
consent before
message.
licking.
Raid message.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it. We're now going to play a video of an old woman talking about sex. Enjoy George Fox. Bye.
Penis into her vagina. And that's all. And that's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering